Huge statement win for Liverpool, 4-1 victors away at Brentford. And for all intents and purposes, it was easy. They were controlled at times. They absorbed some of the early attacks from Brentford, some good saves from Kelleher in goal. But when you look at the injuries and the players returning, before the game, the injuries during the game to Liverpool, the professionalism, the quality, the mentality to persevere through those moments and to come out on top with a brilliant result, an easy win in many ways. Mo Salah returning and looking absolutely brilliant. Endo and McAllister in the midfield looking strong. Defensively, an absolute powerhouse of a performance as well. And this is with a large percentage of first-team players out. This Liverpool team is going nowhere. This Liverpool team has bounced back after a couple of poor performances, not results per se, but performances. They are in this title race until the end. There was a lot of question marks today. Would they slip up? There's a lot of question marks of could they get their first away win in the Premier League era at Brentford, and they did. They battered them. They smashed them. They baptized them. They circumcised them in front of the entire world, and it was a title-winning performance. This is the kind of game, away at Brentford, a tough ground to go to, a 12:30 kickoff, knowing that Arsenal have a relatively easy game. Most people think City are going to win straight after. This is one of those games where it either makes or breaks your title charge. And Liverpool laid down a marker. They said Arsenal. They said City. I'm going to use a real London expression here. They said, and what? They said, and what? This is us. And it wasn't just the amount of goals, it's who the goal scorers were. And I want to start with goals today and break these down. The first goal, look, a long ball hit up the field by Van Dijk. The vision of Jota was absolutely out of this world. Absolutely out of this world. To know where Darwin Núñez is going to be, to get the right amount of weight on that header to put it through to Darwin was out of this world. And then Núñez, the composure, talk to me about that composure, to dink it over the goalkeeper at 0-0 when there's a lot of pressure on you as a goal scorer was nothing short, I will add, of spectacular. It was ridiculous. Then they see the first half out, pretty simplistic. Second half, you think, wow, Curtis Jones has gone off injured. Jota has gone off injured, which looks like it could be a fairly lengthy knee injury. Darwin Núñez doesn't come out for the second half. Yes, Mo Salah comes on, but there's some big changes made here with Gakpo coming on and Mo Salah just returning. Liverpool got even better. They got even better. Mo Salah, he was given the man of the match by the TV broadcasters, and I understand it, because for what he did in that second half, after missing the last month or so of football, was nothing short of spectacular. Brilliant pass he found into McAllister, who showed really good strength to put the ball into the bottom corner. And I thought it was pretty much done and dusted there. Then Mo Salah, some really poor defending letting him in, but the strength he had to show, the quality in the finish to put it in the far bottom corner to make it 3-0 was absolutely brilliant. And then look, Ivan Toney gets a goal back, and you think, let's really see the mentality here. Let's really see the mental strength, the fortitude, the quality of this side. And they go straight down the other end within 8 minutes and get another goal and absolutely put it to bed. They don't give Brentford any hope of a miraculous comeback. And this is why I've been saying it for weeks now. This is the legit, serious team in Liverpool. We all know Man City are the favourites, but I'm not writing Liverpool off in any way, any shape, or any form. They have a massive chance of winning the Premier League. Why? They're currently clear of Man City. Right now, they're 5 points clear. City have to win later. They haven't got the points yet. And even if they do, there's still 2 points in it, and City have got to go away to Liverpool. This Liverpool team is not budging. This is a banana skin game for Liverpool. 12:30, but they hate playing at a ground they haven't won at in the Premier League era, and they go there and smash it. If that is not an omen, if that is not a sign that this team has a massive chance of winning the league, I don't know what is. And if I'm honest with you, as a Man United fan, this Liverpool team is starting to really piss me off. I tune in every week. I've got to be objective when I talk about them. I've got to be unbiased. but you're frustrating the living daylights out of me. It's annoying me how good you are. Having said that, I'd rather you win the league than Man City. Then doing a 4-peat is bad for the two of us. I think we've got to, work in conjunction with one another right now, But Liverpool pissed me off because you're so much better than I expected you to be this year. I thought you'd make top 4. You're even better than that. You get injuries. That might slow them down. No, they continue to win. They get key players who are playing well, go off during the game. Ooh, chance here for Brentford. They get even better. It's a madness. It is a madness how good this team is. It really, really is. And I would say that was a great performance today. Great performance. And I know that Brentford I think they had like 15, 16 shots in the game. Barring the 2 that led to the goal and the Kelleher header, the save near the end, shots were nothing. Shots on goal are important, but how many were really peppering Liverpool? How many were really causing them a problem? The answer is very, very few indeed. And if you put in Terry, do we look better without Trent? Defensively, yes. I'll be honest with you, Conor Bradley's a better defender than him. I think he's a better defender and will go on to be. But Conor Bradley's got it all. Conor Bradley is the real deal. This man can defend, he can attack, he can play on the ball. I think he's got some goals in him. Conor Bradley looks legit. So you're now at a point, Liverpool, where you don't really need to worry about your right back, right-hand side at all. And I would love to see at times, and maybe not in the run in this season, but I think you could play some games where Trent and Conor Bradley play on the right-hand side together. I think it's doable, especially at Anfield in certain games, enabling you to rotate because they're both so comfortable on the ball in midfield. And Conor Bradley, look, he doesn't have the long-range passing or crossing ability of Trent, but I actually think he's better on the ball. I actually think he's better on the ball in the middle. I think there's elements of his game that are better than Trent. Even though Trent's one of the best right backs in the world, I'm not even putting Trent down. I'm praising Conor Bradley here. That kid is ridiculous. He is ridiculous. Kloppenheimer here says, Terry, great performance, but these injuries might knock us out of the title race. Darwin, shush the haters. Salah still the best. But Salah is still, one of the best players in the world and has been for a long time. He's going to move into the Premier League GOAT conversation. He's Liverpool's Premier League GOAT. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. He just is. I don't even think it's debatable anymore with his consistency coupled with the trophies that he's winning. And I think especially if he stays on beyond the Jurgen Klopp and maybe wins another big trophy or two, that will cement it further. But so, yeah, it was a great performance today. Look, and the injuries, I think as a club, fans, manager, players, if you start moaning about the injuries, if you start making them an excuse, if you plant that seed, there could be a problem. But you've had players missing over January, you continued winning. You had players missing today and go off in the game, you continued winning. I think Liverpool just need to focus on winning these football matches. Let's see how long these injuries are, but I think you've got the squad to cope. I think you've got the team to cope. I really, really do. What a game by Nunez, Endo, Salah, Jota, and Diaz. Yeah, look, I want to shout out Endo, Curran. I want to shout out Endo because he was really maligned when he first joined Liverpool by Liverpool fans. And his first 3 or 4 games, I thought he looked so off the pace. Is he really going to be able to adapt to Klopp, the Premier League? But he looks a star. He looks a real star and such a bargain at the price that he cost. Where so many DMs around the world are going for 100, 120 million pounds. You're picking up a guy here. What was he? 15, 20 million? I don't even remember. It was so low. I think he's doing really, really well for Liverpool. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Nunez last 11 matches, 6 goals and 5 assists. Well, as we know, output matters. Output helps win you games. Yes, there's elements of what he does you want to be better, but the outputs help. They really do. Endo over Enzo is what Mohammed has got to say here. Listen, he's delivering in a team that's top of the league, clear by 5 points. Right now, I don't think there's a Liverpool player fan in the world that cares about Enzo Fernandez. It's all about Endo for them. I'm going to bring Ram and Sam out to have their say on the show today. Viewers, do me a big, big favor and smash the like button, please. It was 16 million people are saying here for Endo. Fair deal, or 15 million, I think Sam said backstage, but give or take £1 million, it doesn't really matter. He's been a star. Make sure like buttons have been hit, by the way. Make sure you're subscribing to The Terrace. We are live today after Arsenal and Spurs at 3 p.m. and the big one this evening, City versus Chelsea. So make sure you stay with the Terrace throughout the course of today. But Sam's here. Ram is here as well. Congratulations on the win, gentlemen. Congratulations on the win, Sam. To go there and win 4-1, first game of this weekend, people thought it was a banana skin, but Liverpool, they stepped up today.
Come on. Come on. This is the performance that I was talking about. Listen, I remember I was having a debate on the show with Mo after the, the Bournemouth game. And I said, what did you expect? And it sounded a bit arrogant. This was one of the games I was worrying about. We haven't beaten Brentford since they come up in the Premier League at their home ground. This was one of the banana skin games where Trent is out, Alisson is out. We had Curtis Jones injured. We had Jota injured. We had Nunes come off for precautions. And we still go out and do that. We control the game like that. That is a big statement win. A massive statement win. I mean, we're talking about Endo. Endo was absolutely brilliant. He broke up counter-attacks very well. Gravenberch as well. When he came on, Gravenberch was very good. And I said, remember, Terry, when I said this after the Arsenal game, Gravenberch does not do well at the right centre mid position. Put him left centre mid, and you will see his quality. You saw his quality today. McAllister, the goal, absolutely brilliant. And I've been saying this before. McAllister is key. If we keep him fit, him and Jota are key to us winning the title because of the quality that they have. If we keep them fit, and then Salah comes on, scores a goal, gets an assist. How many goals and assists is that in the Premier League so far now? He's a legend, and I'm saying this for now, and this is not me being reactionary. If Liverpool win this Premier League title, for me, that does it. Salah is our goal of the Premier League, our goal of the Premier League. But brilliant performance today, where it was a potential banana skin.
It certainly was. And Ram, do you echo that sentiment? 4 goals away from home. It puts a lot more pressure now on Arsenal and City this afternoon. When you go first, you get that win. How impressed were you with the performance at large today?
Utterly dominant. Utterly dominant. I said this on the preview, Terry, when on Thursday. I was not looking forward to this game against Brentford. Man, these guys shut me up. These guys shut me up saying, like, no, we're going to bully them today. And that's what we did. Every single set piece that we conceded, we bullied them. We made sure that we're not going to concede a goal. Obviously, we end up making a stupid mistake near the end of the game, which is natural because for some stupid reason we do that. But overall, dominant. Mo Salah coming on, he looks like he's got a little bit more pace about him now. I don't know if because of the fact that he's been playing every single game, we haven't seen this pace, but he's looking lightning quick and sharp, which is good. Nunes, not even the goal. I don't want to talk about the goal because everyone knows how saucy that goal was. The overall play. The one thing I gave Nunes credit for this season, the one thing, his overall game has improved. Has improved from last season. The touch is better. He's starting to look for them passes. He's starting to link up well with the likes of Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota and Salah and Salah throughout the entire season. This is what we're talking about. And the goal. First of all, we'll talk about Jota in that goal. World-class play. Running towards our goal and heading it on for Nunes to get it onto. And the finish. We talk about composure. That is composure at its finest. At its absolute finest. The audacity to chip it over Flecken the way he did. And let's not forget, Flecken is a tall guy. He's tall. He's about 6'7". And to do that when there's a lot of pressure, because we had to win this game. We had to put the pressure on City. And to do all that, absolutely fantastic. And look, we put the pressure on City and Arsenal today. We have to see what they're going to do now. If they slip up, 5 points again. And then it just becomes a proper title race to see if they can actually catch up to us. So we did our job. Now it's time for the rivals to do their job, man.
I was going to quickly say this. When we played the Bournemouth game, I was getting at Liverpool fans for not having really have faith in the team. Now, I'm not going to get on any Liverpool fan for saying before that this is a potential banana skin, because even I was worried. And to go out with that performance, that should strike fear into the rivals. Like, oh, wait, hold it. All those injuries and you perform like that? Come on.
Message sent. Message
Do you
sent.
know? Do you know what it's about this game, Samuel? I didn't think we'd win this game. I have to be honest. Before the game, I didn't think we would lose, but I thought it would be a draw. Just early morning, we hadn't won there yet. But sometimes 5-10 minutes into a game, you can kind of gauge what type of game it would be like. I can't lie because I thought McAllister grew into the game. He got dispossessed quite a bit early in the game, and then he grew into the game, built confidence. But after about 10 minutes, before we'd even scored, I was like, we probably nicked this. And I didn't care how we won, whether the 1 goal margin, I just wanted to win. Because the ground we hadn't won at yet. But for me, it was actually dominant from start to finish. Yeah, they had a few counters. I know, I think early the instruction from Thomas Frank was for Morpay and Tony to stay on Konate and Van Dijk. And that was causing us issues here and there. And they had a few chances quite early, but when they wasn't clinical, you know what we're like. You have to take your chances because we're damn sure going to take ours. And that's how the game prevailed, man. I think it was dominant from start to finish.
And big up Kelleher as well, because he had a lot of question marks going into the game. Obviously, Ali having his hamstring injury. But Kelleher today, obviously, he didn't keep the clean sheet, which is not on him at all. Because he actually ended up making a brilliant save for Tony to end up putting into the one. So big up Kelleher. Hopefully he continues this for the next month or so, and then we can go from there, man. But big up Kelleher.
Yeah, certainly, and with all the injuries as well, gents, and even Mo Salah starting on the bench, to put in a performance like that at a tough away ground, especially a tough away ground for you, how impressive is that when you add that to the context, Rom?
It's massively because I said it's about 13-14 cup finals now. This was a must-win game, and with the injury, because that's the only negative you take away from today. We can't control the injury. You know what I mean? I know I've seen certain stuff on Twitter like, "Oh, McAllister, why are you running into Jota?" It was a coming together. These things happen, and it's unfortunate that the player dropped on Jota. Curtis Jones' injury, look, I've had, and it can be a short-term injury and it could be a long because his ankle got planted into the ground and then his body kind of overtook. So the encouraging thing is he was walking, but walking doesn't always tell the full story. You can be walking and then they assess it and it's even worse than initially feared. But the fact we scored the 4 goals, yes, and what's annoying about Jota and Jones, especially getting injured, I think the panel will agree, they're 2 out of our most 3 informed players this season. Curtis Jones, for me, arguably has been our best midfielder this season, and Jota, after Salah, has been our best attacker. So for them to I don't want to be a Debbie Downer at, but I think Jota's done for the rest of the season now. I hope I'm wrong, but that looks like a season ender. Curtis Jones, we yet to see. He probably misses the cup final, but I think Jones will probably be out for 2 or 3 weeks. But the Jota one, serious, is a bad injury. But
the Jota one reminds me of Lissandro Martinez from a few weeks ago. It doesn't. Again, I'm not a specialist in this, but it didn't look enough movement for it to be an ACL, if that made sense. But it was still. I think they call it the MCL. I'm not sure what the M stands for.
Yeah, the medial. I've had it. It's like the side of your medial.
It looks a little bit like that to me, but it's such a hard one to access. But whenever the knees go like inwards or outwards, it's never a good look. And look, I wish him all the very best because you never want to see anybody with a bad knee injury like that.
Can I quickly just say something? The injuries, nobody wants, and I even said in the group chat, everybody gets injuries. There's no excuses. But one thing I have to credit Klopp for is the midfield combination. He got it right, especially when he made on the substitutions. I've always said this: Liverpool will be all right, especially in the midfield, if Klopp makes the right midfield combinations. Again, Gravenberch, don't put in right centre mid. Put in left centre mid, you'll get the better version of Gravenberch. Put McAllister or Elliott right centre mid. Then you have Endo sitting back or McAllister sitting back. You just have to get the right midfield combinations. And while we get having these injuries, Curtis Jones is out. Put Gravenberch or McAllister or somebody there who's very stable. Then put either Elliott right centre mid, somebody who can really attack and help Conor Bradley defensively. Also, Conor Bradley. We found another one. We found another one. He's defensively better than Trent, but his attacking output is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Really helps. And even when Salah was coming on, and he was a little bit rusty when he came on, him helping Salah, especially with those 1-2 link-ups, really got Salah into the game. Like, it's been brilliant. But yeah, again, back to my point, the midfield combinations, Klopp just needs to get that right and we'll be all right.
But Samuel, me and you have said many times, I know McAllister's come under criticism, especially this first part of the season. But once Endo came back from the Asian Games, I knew we would see this McAllister. Like I said already, I think he had to grow into this game because he looked a bit nervy at first. I think he was dispossessed about 3 or 4 times within the first half an hour. But then he grew into the game. But there's a player I want to shout out, right? Because we know Joe Gomez is playing very well at left back, but Andrew Robertson, for me, he was personally my man of the match today because he came back into the team as a seasoned veteran. He is one of our seniors, won it all, and that's the performance you need. He kind of set the tempo. He was up and down. I just want to give him a shout because personally, he was my man of the match. Yes, Salah and Nunes and whatnot will get the headlines, but I think Robbo's come back in and yeah, he stood up and was counted for. I think Robbo was excellent today.
Absolutely. Rex joined us as well now. Your thoughts on the performance today? A lot of people were tipping Liverpool to drop points, but you didn't just send a message. You made an absolute statement. You are currently 5 points clear of Man City. Emphatic, really.
Yeah, look, apart from the first 20 minutes, 15 minutes, we dominated the game. Brentford created a few little bits and pieces at the start. And look, we've struggled since Brentford have come up, and they've come from a long way. They've been brilliant against us, especially when at home. It's our first win there. They're usually very dangerous on set pieces, especially. Always give us trouble. I mean, we've never had a comfortable game there until today. And after about 20 minutes, I felt like we had control of the game. And especially in the second half, they didn't really do very much. They got the goal, obviously, but I think we were by far the better team. But yeah, look, obviously, they say every cloud has a silver lining. This is the opposite because despite the win, we've taken 2 injuries to potentially key players for us. And you're right, that does kind of put a bit of a dampener on things. But we're still there. We'll live to fight another day. We play Luton next, and then we've got the final. Win those 2 games, and hopefully, if we get a bit of luck, maybe Jota's injury isn't too bad. And but yeah, just like the other guys have said, I fear that it could be because just look at the injury Van Dijk had when against Everton. There wasn't that much movement in the knee, but you don't need that much movement. You just need enough. And and
he walked off the pitch and everything. And I remember people were like, yeah,
he walked off the pitch, and that's why Jota walking around in the tunnel and stuff doesn't necessarily mean anything. Just keep our fingers crossed. That's all we got to do.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. This here from PD. I think it's a rival, to be fair. He says, Brentford were absolute arse. Never seen such comical defending. Liverpool keep conceding chances and goals. It will hurt them at the end of the season.
Just in response to that, Terry, though, that's been us even at our pump. We will naturally concede chances because of the high line. That will happen. And it's just up to the other team whether they take their chances or not. And this is where we love Alisson, because a lot of times when the opposition go 1-on-1, I'm quite rest assured that 8 times out of 10, he's going to save it. Kelleher today, not even just today, the Burnley game last week with Datro Fofana, I think it was 1-1. If Datro goes through and scores that, the game could have been different. But Kelleher, I can't complain. He's 2 good saves today. And yeah, but we're always going to concede chances. The way we play is natural. That narrative's just a bit old now.
Listen, thank you for the super chat, but this is lazy analysis, especially for this game, because this game we controlled it. We controlled a lot of their counter attacks as well, especially with Van Dijk and Konate. Was just basically snuffing at passes. At Endo was just snuffing at passes. And for me, I don't know if you remember, boys. I remember when we were attacking, and there was these 1-2 passes that we were making. I was like, "Ooh, is this Liverpool playing football right now?"
Yeah. So it happened 2 or 3 times.
Exactly.
2 or 3 times.
Endo's really good at that. He plays the pass, but he also plays it into the right position so that it's on the person who's receiving it. It's on their good foot rather than having to reposition, because that can often is what slows the game down. Sometimes where you have to reposition yourself, set yourself, and then play another pass. He's playing in front of players, and I didn't have massive hopes for Endo, but just before he went to the Asian Games and since he's come back, he's been good, man. I think he's definitely helped us.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, look, I was someone that said a while ago, I don't think with the amount of chances Liverpool concede, they'll win the league. you guys are winning more points than I thought you were doing it. You're definitely in that title race. I still have City as the favourites, but it doesn't mean this Liverpool team isn't excellent. It doesn't mean Liverpool can't win the league. But as I say, if City lose today and you guys go 5 points clear, Liverpool become my favourites. So it's 5 points and then visiting Anfield. For me, I look at that and just think to myself, well, that's potentially 8 points, and then you shouldn't lose from that position, irrespective of the chances that you concede. And let's not pretend like City aren't conceding chances at the moment either. So it isn't as though Liverpool the only one of you three that isn't really conceding lots of chances is actually Arsenal. In terms of being progressed on, but there's pros and cons to each team, I suppose.
But even talking, go ahead. I was going to say even talking about that. I was going to say that I always said this after the Arsenal game. The Arsenal, I'm not taking anything away from them. They absolutely battered us. But that was generally a bad day at the office for Liverpool. Me seeing that again from Liverpool anytime soon, it's not going to happen. Especially with Liverpool with no intensity, Van Dijk and Alisson making a mistake, Konate getting a red card. That doesn't all happen in one game all the time with Liverpool.
It was an anomaly. Yeah,
exactly. It was an anomaly. Not taken away from Arsenal because they capitalised on it. But when I was celebrating against Burnley, even though the performance wasn't good, that's why I was so happy. Because you get a win out of something that was bad, and then you come up, and then you have a performance against Brentford. Momentum. Boom.
Yeah, I totally agree. This here from Vibes says, how was that not a penalty, Robbo, on Ivan Toney?
It was just outside they clearly showed it was just outside the box.
Or was it outside the box?
No, it was.
When he smashed it
into the back.
I thought
that was touch and go, man. That was touch and go.
To be honest, that should have been a penalty, but we should have got a penalty as well. Where
I agree. I think both were penalties. I think both were. I even think the Conor Bradley one was interesting as well because it doesn't meet the threshold for a penalty. But if the attacker does that to Conor Bradley, you know it's a foul. I just don't like those. But yeah, I think that Tony should have had a penalty. But then I think you guys should have had a penalty at the end. What's his name? Is it Connors went to ground, catches the ankle of Diaz, and that makes it a foul. So yeah, I think there was 2 penalties in that game that should have been given that were not. Curran here says, Terry, remember I told you Nunez shut up mouths soon. He certainly has been. I know Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans at the game are definitely sold, and not everybody is. Jack here said, "Let's not get carried away." 3 of those goals were gifts from Brentford defenders.
Was it?
Sure, but we're not getting carried away because of that necessarily. We're getting carried away because we're top of the league, right? We're right in it. So
not even that,
Jack. I appreciate it. And you know, we may not be there, but we got to enjoy it while we're there, right? What do you want to do? Like, just talk about the negatives.
It's as simple as this as well. 1 minute, Ram. It's as simple as this as well. Even if they were gifts, you still have to finish. You still have to wrap it. You can give them the gift, and you still have to wrap up the gift. So you still have to put it in the back of the net. So, and that's what we do, man. That's what we do, and that's the thing. This narrative this season, we've played well in some games, but there's been games we haven't played well. E.g., last week. And we will still win because of our firepower. That's just us, and long may it continue.
We're also getting carried away because of the fact that we've literally played a banana skin team, which a lot of people in the top 6 agreed with. It was going to be a potential problem. And we didn't just scrape past them. We obliterated them. 4-1. We were so comfortable. We were 3-0 up. If it weren't for our stupidity, we would have got a clean sheet. Like, I think people need to realize that this was a hard game that everyone was telling us, and we dominated them, and in their own gaff. Like, message has been sent.
I think for me that the interesting element of this that I find just as a Man United fan watching is Liverpool fans are not like sitting in 5th and they're suddenly, they've been a 5th and 6th and 7th place team for the last 10 years and they're on a good run of 3 or 4 games. This is a team that has been winning and has been competing for some of the biggest trophies for the last 7 or 8 years, who are currently in great winning form. What is there not to be excited about? It would be of course Liverpool fans should be excited here.
They mentioned the stat, and I couldn't believe it. I know the lads probably picked up on it as well. When Liverpool have been leading at half time, we have not lost since 2016. I think it's 130 plus games we've won when leading at half time. That is insane.
160 odd games.
It was
around that mark. That's crazy. I think they were saying it was Bournemouth the
Bournemouth,
4-3.
yeah, we got beat
And that was
4-3. Yeah,
that was Klopp's first
season. Yeah.
first full season. Yeah. So that's a crazy stat. Crazy.
Mate, no, it is. I mean, we had one the other when we played Man United goes back ridiculous. Two of that. We've got one. I think we go back to like 2015, home or away, leading at half time and going on to not lose. At Old Trafford, it goes back about 3 or 4 decades. So whenever we're playing a good team and 1 up at half time, I get genuinely nervous because this is don't want the record to go. But boys, look, a very, very good win for you. So I know you all want to go and watch the Arsenal game because we're in at the time of the year now where rival games matter. But so depending on the results today, boys, it'd be good to get some of you to jump back on either after the Arsenal or City game because I feel like there's got to be a banana skin today. Someone's going to slip up, and
not everyone can win.
You guys have got the job done. So listen, if Arsenal or City slip up now, it's advantage.
You know United as well, Terry.
This is the.
We're winning. We're smashing those Newton boys. We're smashing Tommy Robinson FC, bruv. They're getting smashed.
This is the beauty about playing early, though. Once you do win, you can just relax
so
and enjoy your week.
It's horrible when you win, but it's amazing. Sorry, when you lose, but it's amazing when you win because the whole weekend then is just chill. Listen, boys, I thank you. All the super chatters, everyone who's hit the like button. Thank you. We'll see you in a couple of hours after the Arsenal and Spurs games. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll